Hey, I'm live. Oh, good morning, Opa. Good morning, Indy. Good morning, me. Good morning, everybody who's out there and hasn't said good morning. Hey, it's only a little bit left, but can you see? I wanted to look like Cersei in Game of Thrones. So, besides making ice cream, baking, and cooking, Indy also knows how to braid hair. And I looked really cute last night, but I saved the leftovers just so you could see. Mmm. Good morning. Today, oh, and I just pulled the thing out, so now the braids are gonna fall. Oh, okay, so now you get to see me messy. Yahoo! Um, what happened?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. It looked cute to start though, right? I mean, it was really cute yesterday. In fact, we even went out for happy hour. Yeah, it was like celebrate time. But see, for happy hour, we're not like big drinkers, so it would be a drink and starters that end up being our dinner. Yeah. So I had this like wonderful sushi thing. I feel like Pippi Longstocking now with my big long braids. There we go. We'll leave one down and put one behind my ear. Okay, so what is today? It is carb day, so you can carb up. I'm going on an airplane this morning, so I think you're supposed to have carbs before you go on an airplane. I don't know where I got that. I also have some special earplugs that a friend gave me to try that supposedly will keep your ears from popping. But I think if you have hearing aids, your ears don't pop anyway. I'm not really sure, but I'll try them. It is also National Brisket Day. Now, brisket, it seems like it would be like this boring, thick, tough meat, right? Mm-mm. You can make brisket into barbecue. Oh, so good. You can make it into corned beef. Corned beef is just brisket that's been, corned. So it's corned beef. And then you can make my kind of brisket. Easiest recipe in the world. You ready? Write this down. No, you don't even have to write it down. You'll remember it. You buy a brisket. You get a big piece of silver foil, of aluminum foil, and you put it in a glass pan or in a pan, and you lay the brisket on top of it. Then you get a can of Diet Coke. You pour about a half a can of Diet Coke over the brisket. Then you get a couple of packets of Lipton onion soup mix. You tear them open. You just sprinkle it over the top. Then you close it up really, really tight and stick it in a very low temperature, like 250 maybe, and leave it in overnight. And in the morning, it is a party for your mouth. Brisket day. Make a brisket today. You'll be glad you did. What else? It's Don't Fry Friday. I guess that means don't fry any foods. Good morning, Stephen. Good morning, Opa. Did I say good morning to Ginny? Good morning, Ginny. Oh, I'm so happy you're all here. It's also National Hamburger Day. So if you had any questions about what you want to have for lunch or dinner, problem solved. It's Hamburger Day. So go have a hamburger. And it might go anywhere from the White Castle hamburger all the way on up to, some big deal gourmet hamburger. Oh, but have it with coffee. Mmm. So good. Okay, I know I showed you this yesterday, but I have to show you one more time because she's so cute, isn't she? I mean, come on, seriously. She had a great day yesterday because her firstborn came in from LA. He drove down to see his mama and he spent like a half an hour with her, an hour with her, and he and I went out to lunch afterwards and he said she was just so cute. I said, "Did she know who you were?" Oh, she knew exactly who I was. Did she read your name tag? And a couple of people there thought he was my dad, which is like really kind of spooky because my dad's been dead for like 12 years. Anyway, Fritzy is absolutely adorable. That smile, that sweetness just gets me. I think I'm going to start calling her the Every Mama because she's seriously, and I'm not kidding. You can come and try this out if you don't believe me. If you walked into the room and she looked up and saw you, she would, for you, do the same thing she does for me. Oh! And she would put her hands on your face and tell you how beautiful you are, or how handsome you are, how gorgeous you are. And she would just love you up. So if you need a little mama love, you need to come out to the desert. I'm allowed to take you in with me. You can come in and you can get some Fritzy mama love. I'm telling you, the woman has tons of mama love. Happy birthday to Ian Fleming. Do you know who Ian Fleming is? Ian Fleming is the guy who wrote all the James Bond books. I was such a fan when I was in high school. I did not miss a single book. And then as they came out in movies, see, that's always been like such a cool thing for me, to read the books and then see the movies and find out what I had in my head might have even been cooler than what the movie people put down. In fact, once, a really long time ago, although I was already out of college at the time, and I was teaching, and my dad thought I should have a better job. He had a friend who was one of the vice presidents at one of the, oh no, he was the vice president in charge of music, I think, at one of the big studios. So he knew everybody. And he said he would get me a job as a reader, which seemed like the perfect job for me, because you read all these new books and then you write a synopsis and your opinion on whether or not it would make a good movie. Does that sound like a great job? Yeah, I didn't get it. Anyway, it would have been a great job, but I didn't get that job. So instead, I just have to read the books, go to the movies, and then tell you if I think they did a good job. Like Ready Player One, one of the best books I've read. The movie, it was just okay compared to the book. Book was way better. Game of Thrones, yeah, I told you we're like rewatching it. We just finished season 3, I think, maybe season 2. I don't remember. Whatever it is, it's so exciting every night. I am like right back into it. There is so much I don't remember. I've read all the books. The books go into a lot more detail, and the books are fabulous. But I got to tell you, the people who did Game of Thrones, they did a great job. Oh, but we're talking about Ian Fleming and how much I loved James Bond when I was a kid. And now I'm really not interested. You know what? You know what killed it for me? When Sean Connery stopped being James Bond. I know a lot of you out there love the James Bonds that came after him. Sean Connery will always be James Bond to me. Always. Yeah. Did I tell you I got to meet him? I did. I did. It was very brief. I mean, and it was really literally just a shake hands, how you doing kind of thing. Ugh. That voice, that face. I mean, Sean Connery. Yeah, he's good stuff. Happy birthday to Jim Thorpe. 1888, Jim Thorpe. I have this picture of him in this old-fashioned football uniform with a football, the pigskin under his arm, running like that, right? And I think it's because the way I got introduced to Jim Thorpe was on my Cheerios box. On my Wheaties box. I cannot lie. Did you used to eat Wheaties? And they always had a famous athlete on the box. I mean, to this day, when you're feeling really strong, people will say, hey, she had her Wheaties today. Because that's what Wheaties did. They made you strong. Yeah. Everybody knows that, right? Do you like Wheaties? I did. I didn't eat sugary cereals. I just had that conversation with Indy the other day. He woke up and he was in the mood for Frosted Flakes. And he found that we had some cornflakes in the cupboard. Well, yeah, because I like to use cornflakes as a topping for stuff. So I always have cornflakes in the house. So he made them into Frosted Flakes. And I think I broke his heart when I said I didn't like sugar cereals and I didn't want any. Yeah, I wasn't ever a fan. I was more into cornflakes and Wheaties and Bran Flakes. I didn't even really like Raisin Bran because I was never a big raisin fan. but I must admit, if they don't overdo the raisins, it is kind of a nice touch. But putting blueberries and almonds into whatever cereal I have, that's heaven. And one more thing, if you haven't had oat flakes from Trader Joe's, yeah, you're missing the breakfast boat, kids, because it's fabulous. My cousin turned me on to those, and I love them. Okay, here goes Stephen again with trivia that I just love. Ian Fleming, he says, was a spy in real life before he was an author. Well, that would make sense, wouldn't it? Because he knew so much. He had, yeah, and he probably saw himself as James Bond too. 1945. Happy birthday to John Fogerty. John Fogerty was the lead singer in Creedence Clearwater Revival. CCR was like, they were the best. They were the best. And then they lost some guys and they became CCR, Creedence Clearwater Revisited. And then they lost a few members and they became CCS, Creedence Clearwater Survival, right? Still the same. There were, I think, two of the same guys, but all the same music. Up on Cripple Creek, CCR, so awesome. So CCS, I'm going to still refer to them as CCR because to me, in my heart, they're still CCR. So CCR comes to the desert, to one of the casinos in Palm Springs, right? And it's going to be a fabulous outdoor concert. And I have 2 tickets. And Max is like 4 years old and he's staying with me for the week. Now, do I get him a babysitter or do I take my rockin' 4-year-old to a concert at a casino? It's me, kids. What do you think I did? Of course I took Max with me. Now, it's Max, not a normal child, right? So this little guy knows all the songs, knows all the names of the people in the band, right? Yeah. So he and I are sitting at this concert, outdoor concert. It was fabulous, beautiful night at the casino. And he and I are playing and talking and laughing before we get started. And you can see the people around me are not very happy about my having a little 4-year-old with me. Like he's going to disturb them, make too much noise. Hello, we're at a rock concert. So this one rude man turns around and says, "Why would you bring a child to something like this?" And I said, "Why would you come to something like this?" He said, "I know this music." And I looked at him and I said, "So does he. Max, who are we coming to see tonight?" And he tells him who we're coming to see. And I said, "Could you sing one of their songs for me, please?" And he starts singing one of the songs. The people all around us were cracking up. And all during the concert, Max and I were standing on our chairs, dancing around and singing along with the music. It was delightful. It was fabulous. Max was he was my little concert pal. I'm telling you, before the age of 7, that kid probably went to more concerts than all of us put together. I mean, he was a concertaholic, loved to go and rock out with me. In 1999, The Last Supper was restored. I don't know if you know that they did this. Artists took The Last Supper and they restored the entire painting. It took them 22 years. So it was not on display for 22 years. And then in 99, finally, they showed it to the public again. Great painting. Great painting. Yeah. 1937. 1937. Okay, so this is before the war, right? And just kind of after the Depression, but possibly a result of the Depression because it kind of hit everywhere in the world, right? We got from Germany the people's car, the Volkswagen, the people's wagon, the people's car. And then after that, that's when they were first mass produced. And I mean, come on, V-dubs. Yeah, seriously, bugs, VW bugs. We've had more fun with that car. And of course, there's punch buggy red, punch buggy blue. You know what that is, right? I learned it from an Australian friend. Every time you see a Volkswagen, you get to punch the person next to you and say the color of the car. How's that from some real highway fun, huh? Maya Angelou, my friends, she died on this day. And my favorite saying of hers, well, the book, I mean, I know why the Cageberg sings is beautiful, but she has a lot of great quotes, but I love this one. This is a beautiful day. I've never seen it before. Isn't that lovely? Yeah. Okay. All right, so I don't know if it like means anything to any of you, but maybe because it was during my mom's time and she told me about it and I saw pictures and she had like done like a little scrapbook of them because she was so enthralled with them that I got enthralled with them. In 1934, the first quintuplets to ever be born and survive, all 5 of them were born, the Dion quintuplets. So I imagine they're not around anymore, at least not all of them. But they were around my mother's age, a little younger. And to her, this was like quintuplets. So when I was a kid, and maybe somewhere in some box I still have them, I had all of her newspaper articles about watching the quintuplets grow up. So those of you who have birthed children or who have grown up with brothers and sisters, can you even imagine 5 babies in your house at the same time? Craziness. I mean, it takes a village, right? For sure. All right. I have to get ready to go to the airport. No tennis for me today. So I'm going to go get ready and pack up and go to the airport. But I want to leave you with today's word art, which is so simple. If you want it to grow, feed it. That's true for children, animals, plants, but it's also true for ideas and dreams and thoughts and love. Yeah. If you want it to grow, feed it, and feed it well with what it needs to be healthy. You know, I love the analogies. This is such a good one. Feed it, and it will grow. Keep loving, no matter what. Keep being kind, no matter what. Let's get those things growing in this world, huh? Okay, go drive a Beetle, eat a hamburger. What else? See a James Bond movie. It's all going to be fabulous today. You know why? Because you're there. I just had one of those messages come across my screen and I hit it to get it to go away and you left me, but you're back. I'm glad. But it's time to go. So go have a fabulous Memorial Day weekend. I'm going to be with you tomorrow and Sunday, but not from here. I'll be with you from the Bay Area of the San Francisco Bay Area up by Walnut Creek. And then Monday, I'll be back by the beach. And then Tuesday, I'll be back here in my studio. But I'll be with you every day, I promise. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow from the Bay Area, from Northern California. Not quite.